Okay, as promised, we're going to get on this heavily burled up maple. Some people just call them little pustules. Some people refer to them as little burls. When you cut through here, you're going to see the cross sections of each one of these. Section there, and a section there. So not as many on this side, only a few. But we're going to get to cutting it and see what we got inside. I'm probably going to go ahead and do a time lapse on it, and I will bring you guys back here and there as we go along, and then we'll do a final on it, see how pretty it is. Well, that one almost got me. Let me lift up the tractor here. I'll show you what I mean. Because I was doing it in time lapse, you might not have caught it. I don't know if it showed me walking around with the thumbs down, but just all of a sudden I heard like a little something right in here. I was able to tighten the blade back up and get through it, but something right here made a little noise that took a dive. You see it's still down a ½ inch. I was able to back it up, clean it up, run some water. I do need to go get some water before we continue. I definitely not want to mess this log up, and I've already got a ½ inch error there. So I figured I would stop and show you guys an example of the pustules that I was talking about, and I'll go get some water so we don't screw this board up or this log up. But like I say, I've done these logs before, and the lumber you make out of them is beautiful. Whoops, excuse me. So there's a pustule. You can see the fan and all the little colors in it. So they're like little mini burls. Some are more showy than others. This one has a little hollow spot in it. That's got a nice little hollow, but see right there? See these little burls right here? They're very pretty. And if you make trays or cutting boards out of those, people love them. And as we're going here, you got more there. One there, some more down there. The upper log will have more, but won't be as wide, so we will only be able to get boards out of the center. But we're doing good, except for that little blade mishap. And like I say, I'm trying to run it too low in water. I need to go get some water. So we will both take a break. It'll be a millisecond for you, but I'll be right back. All right, I cut that little bad spot off. I'm going to sacrifice one of my drinks here, my little water, if I can get it out of my, get undone with one hand, just so I can put a little water on these pustules or little burls or whatever you want to call them. It just shows you how pretty they come out when you're doing a project. This one's got a little nicer look to it. If you can get a log with a bunch of these all the way around, it's great. This one seems to have most of them on, you know, opposite sides and only one direction on the log. Like, wait till you get down to here and get all those out of there and start cutting into that. That'll probably have a little hollow spot in it. But there's not a lot more on this side over here. Not as balanced. I had a tree that had a lot on each side, and I really liked it. But you get what you get. I couldn't, there was no way for me to turn it. I looked at it to turn it to where I could get the even amount on each side. It just seemed to be focused on one side on this log. Might have been a position in the woods or whichever. But let's get to cutting. I got water in there now, so we won't be trying to mess up any more wood. I did cut this little thin sliver off, and it'll have to be cut, unfortunately, right before the pustule. But I'm going to work that into the wall. When I do the siding on the wall in the shop, I'm going to work those into like a little area as a display, since it's so unique. You know, why not, right? But we're now down to, so I think I was at 7. Double check it. Nope, it was a little less than 7. 6 3/4, and I want 1 1/4 boards. So 5 1/2. I'm probably going to cut them all 1 1/2, but because by the time you take the kerf out, you lose about 1/4. So I'm going to flip a few of these over just so we can see how the pustule, or burls, whichever you want to call them. Look at that. Isn't that just pretty as can be? Yep. These make some interesting, like, benches. Not really benches, but like wall tables is what I would use this for, because I'd want them to be more fancy than just a bench to sit your butt on. I want this to be up in your face, you know, like there's a wall table or couch table. Those knots right there aren't too bad. That one's not bad. This one's a little softer in the center, but we can push this over. I did cut 2 off of it. 1 1/4 and 1 1/2. Ooh. Now we got something down here I didn't even expect. I'm gonna get my broom here. Pick it up. You never know what you find inside these things. This is like a little cavity. But it has some, now that won't be used. If you're going to make a tray out of it, you're not going to use that. But they're not, like I say, they're not just trays. And I'm going to have to make sure I get these stickered and strapped really good. I could take them over to a buddy of mine's kiln, and we could actually have this ready to make tables out of in the Christmas time frame if I wanted to. But let's get these off of here and take some more cuts and see where we're at. I'll get them over here. A little difficult for me to talk and do a whole lot right now. I gotta go see a specialist today, another specialist. Pretty wood, pretty wood. See, that one flips over. I try to put it back kind of how it matches, so when I'm flipping it around and stacking it, it's all stickered the way the log was cut. This is just like a little scrap piece here. Not real thick. Like I say, I can save some of the look of the pustules, work it into the inside siding, or picture frame it or something like that and make something out of it. But yeah, look at that. You just never know. I got a feeling we're going to have a couple more boards, at least one more board with that in it, and we'll go from there. And put you up here, we get a little higher ground. Should be, yep, you're all in there. Make sure these are down. Don't want to hit any metal with that blade today. I'm gonna have to oil that thing. I keep saying that. It's wet today. It's really moist. Yes, sir. Got that one knocked out. That's going to have some pretty stuff in there. Pretty stuff. I think somebody said, oh, you can't use that for furniture or cabinets. It depends how stable it is. Because I've seen plenty of cabinets with some beautiful knot sections like that. In fact, I got cabinets that I built like that out of maple. They got tight knots, and I fixed stuff like that. All that stuff's incorporated. It's been up there 15 years. I ain't had any problem out of it. So, just depends on how you make them. That right there is kind of soft. I've got some decent look to it. We're going to head on over to the water fountain. And we'll wash some of these off. And I try to keep the twist in my knee. I just torqued it. It's like, yeah, this one right here, this one, and the one right there is going to be real showy. I have a lot of these little burls in it. So yeah, wow. Now this is going to be maybe just something new for some of you guys. Some of you guys may not have ever seen lumber that had these little burls in it, because a lot of people cut them off. There goes my voice. A lot of people cut them off. So, and I cut a little I cheated a little piece right there, just a skim cut, but I can show you the inside of a bunch of burls. So, and of the videos when they come out. I'm trying to get back down to maybe 2 or 3, one on the weekend, some shorts here and there, and then 2 videos during the week. So unless something special comes up, I may pop it like a 10 or 15 minute video in there. So me and my little scooter here, my Mazda 3, are going home. I got a specialist appointment today, and they want me to go home and rest. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go home and rest. So y'all take care. Till next time.